Hello friends. Today in this video I am going to be telling the story of the 2019 horror thriller film Countdown. Countdown follows a group of people who download an application to their phone and then the app correctly tells its users when they are going to die. Some will have decades and some will have days. But if you try tinkering with it, you will break the contract you signed. Will our main characters in this one find a way to defeat the app or will evil prevail? Stick around to find out because spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. The movie begins at a high school house party where a few friends are sitting around a table playing drinking games. One girl is browsing around the app store on her phone, and she finds the app Countdown, and her and all of her friends decide to download it to see which one it says will die first, and obviously they are thinking of it as a joke for now. One of the girls downloads the app and it tells her that she will die in 3 hours, which freaks her the hell out. It is now time to go and her boyfriend is really drunk, so she doesn't want to ride in his car, so she decides to walk home alone. Her phone tells her she has 1 minute before she dies and she runs into her house as fast as possible, scared as shit. She goes to start a shower and right before she is about to get in, something from the ceiling grabs her and kills her the second the phone says no time left. We then get to meet our main character, Quinn Harris, who is a nurse at a local hospital. She is talking to one of the patients that just got out of pre-surgery, and the boy was actually the earlier girl's boyfriend, and he thinks he is going to die next because he downloaded the same app she did, and he only has 19 hours left to live. He thinks it is real because what happened to Courtney. He explains all of this to Quinn, but she isn't buying it, of course. After work later that day, Quinn is walking home and she comes up with the bright idea to download the app to her phone. If Evan just told you what happened to Courtney, why in the world would you go and download the app? It makes no sense, Quinn. After downloading the app, she clicks agree to the terms and conditions without even reading them. But let's be honest, we all do the same thing. The app tells her that she has 2 days and 22 hours to live, and this freaks her out. Quinn then heads to her dad's house to grab her birth certificate that she needs for work, and we get to meet her little sister, Jordan, whenever Quinn goes inside. Their mother recently passed and Quinn has been guarded ever since and hasn't really been home to see them much, and this definitely bothers Jordan because she never gets to see her sister anymore. The next day comes and Evan is getting ready to go have surgery, and he is looking at his countdown app that say he has 3 minutes left to live, and he doesn't want to leave the room because he feels he's going to die immediately. He gets a message saying the user agreement has been broken, and now he must suffer the consequences. He sees an entity in a mirror, and he runs to the staircase to get away. But this only makes it worse, and as his time goes out, he falls all the way to floor, breaking his neck and dying. The app is real, very real. Quinn finds out the news about Evan and she immediately puts 2 and 2 together, and that he died when the app said he was going to die. She sneaks into the morgue area to try and find his phone, and she is able to unlock it, and she sees that his countdown timer was the last thing he had pulled up on his phone. She is very anxious now and has a feeling her time will be coming to an end soon as well. Quinn then gets the same notification on her phone that she has broken her user agreement because she was supposed to go with her dad and sister out of town. But she bailed on them because it was the time the app said she would die and she didn't want to be with them if it came true. But now she has also broken her agreement because that is the time Dad wanted her to die, and she is trying to cheat it. Quinn is at work whenever one of the doctors starts hitting on her, and she is not feeling it at all. He tries to make a move on her, but she denies him and says it is inappropriate for the workplace. He tries kissing her, and she pushes him away immediately. She goes to tell her boss, but before she can tell her, the doctor asks to talk to her boss in private. Jordan comes over to her apartment because she wants to tell her that she misses her and wants to spend more time with her. Quinn tells her it isn't a good time, and she is really stressed out from the Countdown app. Quinn then goes to a small technology store to ask the expert if she can buy a brand new phone and delete everything off of her old one. After she buys a new one and is about to leave, the Countdown app installs on her phone automatically and she has no control over it. She storms out of the room and starts seeing a ghost in her cameras and starts hallucinating someone killing her. A man comes out to help her, and he is dealing with the same Countdown app as well, and he only has 18 hours to live. His name is Matt, and they go to a bar to talk about their experiences so far with the app and seeing things in their head. Matt convinces some old drunk dude at the bar to download the app so they can read the terms and conditions, and they see now that they cannot try changing their death date, and if they do, they are liable to be killed whenever. Quinn is asked to come talk to Human Resources Department because the doctor from earlier told them that Quinn made an advance on him, and not the other way around how it actually happened. He wanted to get out in front of it and say what happened was her fault and not his. But we know he is 1,000% guilty. Quinn tells them the truth, but they don't believe her, and she is suspended without pay. Quinn and Matt go talk to a demon specialist, and see if they can get any tips on how to defeat the demon that is behind the Countdown app. Father John tells them it is the demon Ozin and there is a ritual they can do if they want to free themselves of the Countdown curse. They just have to find a way to void the terms and conditions agreement to get out of it like a normal contract. Father John says they need to find someone that can decipher the code, and then they all go to the phone expert guy to see if he can get to the coding for the application. He is able to do it, and sees where her date is in the code, and he changes it for her so that it says she will live for 60 more years. She also sees that Jordan downloaded it as well, and she only has a day left also, but the tech guy changes Jordan's death date as well, so they all should be good to go. Everyone is about to head home, and Quinn asks Matt if he wants to spend the night with her because she doesn't feel like being alone. We think they are going to get freaky, but then he sleeps on the floor in her room like a gentleman. Bro is trying to get friend-zoned. She tells him to stop being a nerd and to sleep in the bed with her. In the middle of the night, she has a terrible nightmare, and when she wakes up, they notice that their countdown timers have reverted back to the original. We jump to Jordan being frightened of something in the middle of the night, and she is scared, so she goes to hide underneath her bed. She then starts hearing her mother's voice, and she storms out of her room and outside, where she runs into Quinn and Matt. All three of them then go to Father John's office to see if he can figure out how to break the curse. Father John tells them they can beat the curse if they prove him a liar, and they get someone else to take their spot in the death chain. Sounding a lot like Final Destination if you asked me. They all work together to build a ritual symbol on the ground and bordering it with salt, hoping it can keep the demon away from them, and they beat the curse by proving the demon a liar if he misses his spot by 1 second. The demon shows up and can't go inside the circle, but he makes Matt hallucinate his brother, and Matt leaves the circle, resulting in the demon killing him. Jordan and Quinn head to the hospital because Jordan has a wound from the demon on her, and they want to get her all patched up. Quinn also sees the douche doctor, and we can tell she is thinking about using him as the death swap so he dies and they will live. Quinn goes to flirt with him, and tell him she changed her mind and she wants his sexy body and to meet her in the closed wing of the hospital to get down. When he shows up, she starts attacking him and is about to inject morphine into him when the demon pulls him away from her so she can't swap the deaths with each other. Why does the demon care who dies as long as he gets a body? The demon pulls Quinn away from Jordan and the doctor, and we can tell he has his eyes set on Jordan and he wants her dead. The demon then shows up behind Jordan, and as her timer is counting down, Quinn shows up and shoots her arm up with the morphine she prepared so the demon can be called a liar, as Jordan was supposed to die before Quinn. But now Quinn is dying before Jordan, signaling the demon to be a liar. Jordan thinks her sister has died, but then she sees Quinn packed a needle that can revive her and offset the morphine in her blood system, and this brings Quinn back to life and reunited with her sister. Next we see Quinn and Jordan visiting their mom's grave with their dad, and whenever they leave to go home, Quinn gets a notification on her phone that Countdown 2.0 has been downloaded to her phone. That's it for this one. Thanks for listening, friends.